This is the one. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. So I'd like to share a few words about SAMC, what it is, and like what Ajit was talking about ICTS. I think this is a great collaboration between the two institutes. And SAMC is kind of funded and constituted in a very similar way. I'm glad to hear from Ajit. But before I begin, I would really like to thank Ajit and his team at ICTS for making this possible. This has been in plan for a long time. And from US side, Ashish and Jogesh Babu has been working with us, and of course the entire SAMC team. So I'm glad to see that everybody could make it despite the travel things and so on. So I'll proceed on that now. So what is SAMC? It of course stands for the Statistical and Applied Mathematical Sciences Institute. And sometimes if you Google SAMC, you might end up in a Japanese restaurant, which is not here. So we are located in this part of US. It's called North Carolina, and there is a place called Research Triangle Park. It's called Research Triangle because there are three major universities, UNC Chapel Hill, North Carolina State, and Duke, and that forms really literally a triangle in the geographical areas, and SAMC is right inside the triangle. And it is a grant from National Science Foundation established in 2002. It has gone through 2 cycles, and actually we are getting a new news that it will be renewed for another 3 years. So we hopefully will be more collaborations between ICTS and other institutes along that lines. So I just said, so this was the SAMC cake for celebrating 10th year of SAMC. And our mission is basically to bring in scientists from interdisciplinary sciences. And I'm glad to see Ajit mentioning about climate and math sciences. We are actually going to have that. I'm going to talking about a little bit more about that. And the way it works is that it has to be something for the mathematical scientists, but engaged in some other discipline science like astronomy, or it could be climate science. We had neuroscience and things like that, and all those things can be found in our website. And if any one of you who are interested to participate, you are very welcome to do that. And I'll mention some of the programs that are coming up in the next 2 years. So this is the good news we just received a month or so ago, but that SAMC would be renewed for another 3 years. In 2020, there will be a grand competition. There are 8 such institutes in US, and SAMC is one of them, and they pretty much focus on various aspects. There is one called Mathematical Science Research Institute, MSRI, which is in Berkeley campus. They focus on pure math. SAMC and others focus on applied math. And so there are different focus areas, but they are all funded by National Science Foundation's DMS. So these are some of our institute actually has a pretty small number of people managing stuffs. So this is our directorate. We have 2 associate directors. Our director, Richard Smith, of course, couldn't be here, and I'm representing SAMC. And we have 2 associate directors. Elsa Ibsen is at NC State, and Tom Witowski is at Duke. And Gordon maintains the operations of the entire institute. So this is a pretty small body, but we try to manage with that. So what we do, or what SAMC can do for you, we have year-long programs, typically 2 in a year. So this year, usually it starts on August, mid-August, and goes all the way through end of June. So this year we are having astronomy, and this is part of that, and also we are having another program on optimization. And then we also have summer programs, and we have topical workshops. These topical workshops are typically of the length of 3 days to even 1 week, or sometimes 2 weeks. And the way it works, someone proposes a particular interesting area that someone wants to explore. We have this preliminary workshop at the first to see what's the interest from the scientific community. And if that gains some momentum, that is then launched into a year-long program. The whole process takes about a year and a half. So all of our programs are decided 2 years in advance. So if one is trying to launch a year-long program, we plan it almost a year and a half or more earlier than that. And we also have summer workshops for our undergraduate students and graduate students as well. Those are done in the summertime. And this is also part of the education outreach program, which is involved in all of the year-long programs. And the way this operates, actually physically, not everybody has to be at the institute, and that's true possibly here as well. But we have what is called working group modes. Each program has specific focus groups. In astronomy, we have 5 of those. If you go to our website, you will find those. And they meet weekly through WebEx. Because each year-long program opens with a workshop sometime in the late August. Everybody comes to the institute, like here we are having. It's a little bit larger than that. But then there are small working groups are formed, and then they go back sometimes to their own institutes, or they decide to stay at SAMC, and they participate in research focus groups using the WebEx or other media. So that's how it happens. So if you want to participate, you can participate from India. The only problem would be the time difference, I think. Other than that, there are participants from Europe who participate on a regular basis. Their time difference is not that great, but here that would be the one obstacle. But it is technologically possible. And one can apply for visitors. So if you want to spend time, SAMC typically covers some of those aspects. One can apply for that. I know there is one person from ICTS is venturing on that. We also recruit about 6 or so postdocs each year, and anybody can apply, and it need not be from US only. We have recruited postdocs from Europe, and actually there was a postdoc at SAMC who is right now a fellow here at ICTS. So you can talk to him if you want, how was his experience. So we have recruited postdocs from outside of US, and so please spread the word, and if you are interested, you can talk to me or anyone else in the directorate that I showed. So what are the programs I just mentioned? This is one thing that is going on, is optimization. It's a very broad topic. So it has almost like 11 or so working groups focusing on particular aspects. And if you want to find more about that, you can go to this website and you will find that. And the second one, which is more relevant to this workshop, is that, so it began with a workshop, opening workshop back in August last year. And we had series of mid-year program workshops. So then this is part of this. And we'll have what is called, don't call closing workshop, because we call transition workshop. That means that after 1 year, something is not going to totally stop. People are going to collaborate and continue. So we say transition workshop, which is going to happen May 8th through 10th. And this is still time to apply for it. If you want to apply, we need to see how things are covered. But SAMC typically covers accommodation, and there is no registration fee. So if you want to know more about that, please talk to me, and I have passed on some information to Ajit as well. So let me know. So what's coming up? We have one coming up which is going to begin late August or early September with the opening workshop, is quasi-Monte Carlo methods. And this is quasi, it's not pure Monte Carlo methods. That means it's a combination of deterministic and Monte Carlo. So, and there has been some exploration in these directions, but nobody knows how it can be applied in higher dimensional integration techniques and things like that. So deterministics are very good in lower dimensional, Monte Carlo are quite good in high dimensional. If you mix them together, what kind of dimension it can really work. So that is kind of the thing that motivated the whole thing. And we will be having a lot of people, I mean, some folks from even Australia joining us and so on. So if you are interested in that, again, so typically that's the way the website works, www.samc.info, then / the name of the program or the acronym. So it's QMC or CLIM for climate, OPT, and for astro like that. So that's the formula. And we'll be having also on climate and art sciences. And I saw that you had one in 2013. And if somebody from that group or otherwise wants to join in that, so it's going to begin, the opening workshop, I believe, is August 24th, the week of that. So there is still time to apply if you want to join in there. And we do have a way to accommodate you if you are interested. or if you know somebody who would be interested, please pass that information on. And well, this is 21 through 25, not 24, 21st. And as I said, we try to decide what's coming up. So in the following year, we'll be having something on model uncertainty or uncertainty quantification from a mathematical and statistical point of view. This is a huge area that has evolved. Actually, SAMC played a significant role in launching even a new journal on EUQ, uncertainty quantification, which applies to many parts of not only physics, but climate science and so on. So there are lots of physical models, but sometimes they don't take into account the uncertainty due to the initial conditions of these PDEs and so on. So this is part of that. And another one is precision medicine. This is actually coming from the US admission from the previous administration. Obama actually launched something on which gave about 30 billion US dollars towards this area. So we had to react to that. And this came about this. So this is about precision medicine, but it also uses some kind of mathematical models on biological side to see how the drugs works for you. So right now the drugs works for everybody. You can go to a medical store and buy a drug that everybody buys. But right now, suppose I have a particular disease, I want to see what drug and what dose is going to work for me, not for everybody else. How do you do that? So that's kind of the motivation. Whether it is achievable or not, we don't know. But anytime there is a controversial aspect, that's good for a program like this. So the main theme of SAMC is basically to bring in programs where that cannot be achieved in a single department or in a single university settings. Those are the good items to explore. And there are something in the making for 1920, and beyond that we don't know because we have not been promised funding, so we don't want to make plans for that. So with that note, I think I'm going to switch. So this is a website that tells you how to actually propose a program. You can go and submit online, so it's not, or you can contact someone in the directorate. This is about, we also request funding. So we have funding from National Science Foundation. 95% of the SAMC is funded by that, but also we do fundraising. We actually ask some of the former members or participants to donate. So this is, there is a program like that. And these are our staff. As I said, it's a small group of staff that actually operates. So this looks at the logistical side of it. We have quite a few of that. And I'll point to our communications director. He is going to be communicating about this workshop as well. We are on the Facebook, sometimes live, and things like that. If you want to find us on social media, so there are Facebook on SAMC and so on. And if you have pictures, you want to put that on the Facebook page, please welcome to do that. So with that note, I think I'll stop here and pass on to Ashish. If you have any questions during the breaks or other times, please feel free to talk to me. Thank you very much.
Ashish Mahabal will tell